by committing ourselves to the truth, to see it like it is and tell it like it is, to find the truth, to speak the truth, and to live the truth. Ironically, this quotation is by Richard Nixon, but that is what we must do, is to find the truth. And the truth of the matter is that there are no juveniles being